big voice. A little bit scared. Canada Day, tomorrow, a day where the whole nation celebrates our history, celebrates our experiences together as citizens. The whole nation will be celebrating, hoping for the best of all possible futures. At least that's my point of view on Canada Day. And I'd like to say that in the song, O Canada, we have a line that says, O Canada, I stand on guard for you. And then I'd like to take the phrase, I have decided, which Louise mentioned. I have decided to stand on guard for thee. And in many ways, being members of the Christian church is a decision to stand on guard for the place in which we live, to be sober, to be vigilant, to be watchful, to notice things, to pay attention, to take responsibility, to exercise freedom in a good way. Now, from my youth, I've always been interested in government, and in a particular way, I have been interested in the Manitoba legislature. It's a place that I have been visiting for many, many years. I love to go in there when I was a young man with my guitar. There's a place at the very center of it on the main floor called the Pool of the Black Star. And if you stand in the Pool of the Black Star and you just whisper, the acoustics of the building are so brilliant that your voice seems to fill the whole space. And that's interesting to me because the Pool of Black Star was modeled on a conversation circle in ancient Athens. That's where democracy was practiced. And I used to always imagine as a young man that on Sunday afternoons, on especially a sunny day like today, that after church, people from all over the city would gather at the legislature. They'd bring picnic baskets, they'd bring juice jugs, they'd sit and they'd eat together, they'd talk together. And then I imagined those who had a sense of responsibility, a sense of participation in the democratic process, would after their lunch go into the Pool of the Black Star. And if you've been there, it's a circle with 3 layers, just like this step here. And I've always imagined citizens gathered around and discussing where we are and where we're going and what shall we do to make this country, this place, the best place. And then another part of the legislature that I really admire is the golden boy on the top of the legislature. And you've seen it. And for me, it's a powerful symbol because the golden boy has got a lantern in his hand and he's got a sheaf of wheat in his arm. And I have always seen this as a sign that we as people are called to bear light to the nations. And we're called to bear food to sustain the nations. The golden boy seems to me to express a vision of what it means for each one of us to be a citizen in a free country. Now, I have researched or studied or been attentive to the history of Canada, and I recognize that there have been various stages, and those stages have brought changes, and those changes are important to us. We need to recognize them, and we need to recognize which of those changes are beneficial to us and which of those changes are harmful to us. Now, when I think about being a citizen, the first thing I thought of this week was the text from Luke, where Jesus is looking at the people who have been gathered to his teaching. They've been gathered to his parables. They've been gathered to the works of wonder that he's done in healing and restoring people to the wellness of life. And Jesus, at this point in his career, is talking to his followers and calling them to make a decision, And the text is all about that this decision cannot be double-minded. It has to be a clear decision. There's no, oh yes, I'll follow Jesus, but. Oh yes, I'll follow Jesus, but. Jesus rules that out. Those who have followed Jesus ever since Jesus died and was resurrected, those persons have been persons who have made a deep personal commitment to the way of the gospel. Now, we can recognize in our Christian church that that commitment to the gospel has somehow been changing over the generations. Most churches are now getting to be empty. Even the great big evangelical churches are beginning to decline. And it seems that the youth don't have much interest in the historic versions of Christianity. And that's exactly the kind of time that Jesus came to Jerusalem when Rome was under when Jerusalem was under the authority of Rome. Jesus came when people weren't sure about the future, and he called them to get involved in making a new future, a better future, a healthier future. Jesus calls us to a decisive commitment to follow in the way of the Spirit. And then Paul, this week, the texts are very, very helpful because Paul sets for us these two possibilities. And you heard all the words about the way of the flesh, the way of lust, the way of unbridled consumption, the way of every kind of indulgence. And if we are paying attention, we recognize that the powers that are governing our country just now are enticing young people to indulge themselves. They're enticing young people not to be disciplined, to be temperate, to be modest, but they're teaching them to get as much as you can. Be as sexy as you can. Be as powerful as you can. Get as much of the world's good stuff as you can. And that leads to the circumstances that Paul is describing in the book of Galatians. The book, the story, the images of a world coming apart. And then Paul contrasts that with the way of the Spirit. And the way of the Spirit, Paul says, leads to treasure. But that treasure is not material treasure. It's joy, it's peace, it's kindness, it's generosity. And these are the gifts that if we work on them, work on cultivating them, work on appropriating them, these gifts will make us a blessing in and through all of our relations. If we have peace in us, if we have joy in us, if we have generosity in us, then we are already making a difference in the world. But many people, even those who sit in churches, are not experiencing the fruit of the Spirit. They're experiencing the fruit of the world. They're anxious, they're uncertain, they're fearful about where things are going. The followers of Jesus knew exactly where the world was going at that time. And the followers of Jesus had decided that in the way of God they were going to walk by the Spirit and they were going to begin living a new reality. And that's our opportunity as persons who call on the name of Jesus. We have the opportunity to get involved in our world, in our country, in a way that brings benefit. And I will say, because things seem a bit sick, we will be involved in things that bring remedy, healing. Paul is very clear. We must choose between the way of the flesh and the way of the Spirit. And where we choose the way of the Spirit, that's where we will discover true life, the life that God intended for us. And then the last little bit I'd like to talk about is the song. And the song is simply the testimony of a person who has chosen the way of God. And because this person has chosen the way of God, this person celebrates the goodness of God. This person celebrates all the people in the land who, like him, celebrate the goodness of God. And the psalmist notices those other people who have chosen that other way. And the psalmist knows that's not the best choice. We have opportunity, each one of us, to examine our hearts and to look and say, what matters most to me? And I will encourage you to choose the way of the Spirit. It's not popular, but it is effective. And in every age where troubles have descended on the human race, people of the Spirit have been like light in the darkness. They've helped folks find their way. And wouldn't it be good if you could help your family, your friends, your neighbors, help them find their way forward confidently. Help them to, just like you, make a decision for the way of the Spirit, and a decision turning away from the way of the world. I keep hoping that someday Jesus' Spirit is going to take hold of the population in Canada, and we are going to lift up our land, and we are going to bring food to the nations, not just material food, but also spiritual food. And I am hoping that each one of you would want to be a part of that possibility, that change which God makes available. And I'll say amen at that point.